Nous disons bonsoir à tout le monde qui attendait. Nous allons côtoyer. Bonsoir ou bien bonjour. Nous saluons tout le monde dans le nom de Jésus. Aujourd'hui, nous venons avec un topic qui dit 4 saisons. Human being have 4 seasons. Tant que nous il y a 4 saisons. Il y a spring, il y a summer, il y a automne et il y a winter. Okay? So, te m'explique many. Spring, on connaît pour qui ça allait, that for you, pour jeune monde. Pour jeune monde, vous capable de go. Pour expliquer ou détendre, pour explorer, de learning, et laisse ça, et après aller, vous comprenez dans la mer, et laisse ça, vous gain spring break, vous pouvez aller enjoy dans la mer, get a week off, faire ça, vous gain pour faire. Et laisse ça, il y a explorer, learning, new beginning dans la vie, pour embrasser des stages, pour yo crier, pour yo ouais, qui ça qui nouveau, qui ça qui non. Avant qui ça qui non. Et yo dit c'est un lait pour yo build un strong foundation. A strong foundation for the future. Yeah, to open opportunity to learn for experience they have in life. When areas on ça, for example, if we hear they have this week off, they travel maybe to go to an ocean, enjoy life, learn something new, explore the nature. C'est comme ça y est. Il le regarde à un sommet, it is for adult qui capable flourishing. That the time to create a new passion to embrasser des sommets. Pour aimer sommet, even though sommet est chaud un peu, mais yo dit pour adultes des sommets qui pour yo, on sait yo laisse ça, yo gain temps pour yo gain un goal, to set a goal, ou bien un goal for relationship pour yo célébrer ça a été fait pour aller, ça a été fait et laisse ça yo gain temps pour yo prendre temps yo célébrer des vacations yo dit OK listen you remember ça a été fait dans mois passé yo peut remember y a dit est-ce que you achieve est-ce que ça a été gain pour réaliser est-ce que you réaliser et adore et ça yo gain pour faire et laisse à tout un peu le monde pour aller en vacances, moment et laisse à vacances tout va enjoy et you prend petit ou bien des grands baby, they're going on vacation, they're going to sit okay, so after a month, I said they're going to do something, let me see if they achieve that. Et comme ça adult là pour sommaire, ok. Mais vous allez pour automne. Automne, c'est un monde qui a midlife. Vous comprenez? Midlife, c'est old monde qui a old age. Monde qui a plus l'âge avancé. Vous pouvez faire une réflexion. Vous pouvez faire une réflexion. Winter. Qui ça winter a symbolisé? Symbolize what the winter will be symbolized for them. Il laisse ça, il va dire bon, il va le reste, il va embrasser des stages, il va cherish for memory qui ça il te fait, et qui connaissance il te fait. Est-ce que il te gagne la paix ou bien il te slow dans ça, il te gagne pour faire dans old age. Il va dire bon, est-ce que qui monde qui apprécie yo qui moun qui pas apprécié qui moun qui aime qui moun qui pas aime m'a talking about the old age c'est pas automne c'est midlife mais m'a mystique the winter okay yeah the winter mais yeah it winter à ça mais les on vient garder at the same time is spring too. It's spring that so early adult live. Tendez bien, son early adult lié. Et pas un late adult. Un late, c'est early adulthood. Yo beginning dans life. Il a commencé un nouveau life. Et après, qui ça a été fait, you can go, est-ce que you go? You can faire un beginning pour yo qui ça yo te fait en pile, qui ça yo te réalisé en pile dans sprint nan. OK? Yo qui ça a été exploré? Est-ce que yo exploré pour education? Est-ce que yo exploré pour new friendship? Est-ce que new friendship? Est-ce que yo te parlé à faire carrière, travail, travail, qui ça a été fait, qui ça a été fait, qui ça a été build, qui foundation des build durant the time, sprint a commencé, yo dit encore, qui ça a fini, est-ce que yo gagné, yo te gagné un goal, tant que sprint là, yo dit bon, ok, that the time I'm going to graduate, you got graduate, because graduate start in May, college start in May, right? Est-ce que you going to go et les di bon graduate, mais qui job graduate, est-ce que you get en way et you go job qui l'attend pour graduation? C'est comme ça, you mène en pile et penser. Qui ça a été discover encore? Qui patient? Qui ça a été établi? Établi. Est-ce que jeune ça yo dit en spirituel yo t'es indépendant? Indépendant et peut-être ça m'a dit avec un parent. Si par exemple si mon en sommet il besoin un petit travail, il est bon pour ti mon en un travail parce que on va montrer ti mon et pas en question de li remet l'argent. Non, dans sommet il pas l'école si bien un petit job la faire il ka faire. Ou bien les petits moun nan avancé peut-être, ils finissent classe li gen, ma parle dans collège, classe li gen, ils finissent bonnet, ils ka font petit part-time, that's okay, let them go. Quittez yo independent. Même si yo capé l'école yo, nous connaissons jeune demoiselle avec un jeune gens, yo ta remet acheter petit bagay yo tout. Yo faut yo indépendant. Tout bien indépendant, dit bon en pile. Parce que ça qu'a fait si moun go. Mais laisse tout le temps, si moun nan là, peut-être dans sommet ou pas le travail, il parle l'école. Qui raison ou pas quitter pour la faire un petit corps durant sommet time. Montrer si moun nan indépendant, montrer si moun nan montrer comment la vie a est. Ça veut dire les si moun ça fini l'école et puis faut les finir l'école. Bon, I'm going to say something. Maybe some parents will not argue with me. That's okay. And if your kids leave, they leave to go to any campus. Okay. Maybe for example, your kids maybe they live in Georgia. They're going to Connecticut. They're going to Florida. They're going to New York. Parents. Don't put in your head after they graduate. Don't put in your head that's coming back. I didn't say 100%. Pas des 100% Timon. Et pas 100%. But it's happened. Mais pour les s'arriver, pour pas dire, oh my God, wow, on connaît, our son might get finished school, he's coming back home, to look in job, maybe to look in job in Georgia, Atlanta, stuff like that now. When they get finish 4 years, or they say for master or PhD, don't si moun nan get an fin habite tout zanmin, il te gen high school yo, li pa gen encore, that you call that whole scope. The friend they have now, this is in New York, example. This is in Florida, this is in Connecticut, that in Philadelphia, that Michigan, in other country. Pour pas penser, qui m'a fini, my daughter, my son will be graduating, just coming back to looking for a job. Really? Vous prenez les cas fini, il va puis faut pas venir. Et pas pour dire que mon mauvais monde, si ti moun nan get an jwen un job offer in New York, un job offer Michigan, un job offer, depend what he said. Li pa tourner. Li pa tourner. Et peut-être ça, I'm talking about the Asian parent. Maybe all of them over 100%, they believe, oh, my kids after graduate, they're coming here. Okay, you tell me. If I'm mauvais, it's not to say the kid is bad kids. It's not a bad kid. But the place she believes she's going to get a better opportunity. It's not the way. You say, if you get a job over there, a good pay job, why you want to come to Georgia? And come to Georgia, they pay her less. You prefer, especially when their kids go to New York, believe me, this is New York City, that's the best city people can live. But that's expensive. You understand what I mean? That's expensive. But that's the best city. When they kids see, the New York City, Broadway show, stuff like that, you get thousand different food, stuff like that, church everywhere. You think your kids going to move to Georgia back? Tony, maybe if you believe so, you just live in the bubble. Right, you live in the bubble. Okay? So that's something, this is the advice I'm going to give you. Don't believe, don't put on your head, they could maybe a small percentage coming back, but not majority of them is coming back. Et peut-être ça, m'expliquer tout le monde pour ça comprendre. Pour ça comprendre comment bagaille yo. Et dans sommet encore adulthood. So say adulthood, I'm talking about a middle summit. Okay, expliquer ça, just rephrase it again. It symbolizes, peak. When peaking in that the time to put into product. Fulfillment, parce que pour travailler, pour dire bon, ok, j'aime de travailler, mais ok, qui ça me réalise? Yeah, right. When you work hard, you have to see what you realize, right? What you done in your hard working. Okay, so that way, they believe they're talking about the relationship. For instance, could be someone, excellent, escape moun sa fè un bagay ki bon. So pour lui même say, oh, I did something very good, my family, my loved one, and that society would be happy about it. Et peut-être ça, you really ça, et sommet, they explique ça again, but I'm just rephrase it, and short pour comprendre, pour ça comprendre. Autant, son bagay, represent, you represent the time of that the time to, the time to thinking, time to reflecting. Time to reflecting, time qui ça a été planté ou qu'elle récolté, right? When someone plant, maybe corn, you're going to get corn. After that, we say you're going to receive corn. If you anything that the time you're going to think about it, no? Yeah, that the time you're going to see, that the time you're going to say, right? You're going to recall that. That's something you guys going to think about it. And if you did bad, well, don't expect you're going to get a better result, right? You plan something, you just wait to get something after. But if you did a bad job too, you said, oh, you're sorry to yourself because what you did, you didn't do a good job. So therefore, you do something like a goal. You said, I'm going to do something in that summer, to recall it. To record it later on. This is that way, even though God tell us to do. We do something, what you do, you expect to get a reward in it. But if you don't do nothing, where are you going to get the reward? You cannot get the reward because you didn't do a good job. You didn't plan, right? You didn't plan to get harvest, right? That's the way. Winter time, this is the gold age. To refresh the winter, the significant the period of rest. lè ça, ou peut aller l'ouest, ou peut aller poser, Jean ou travail et qu'on y a, ou à obligé, c'est, I work for a couple months, now this is time, to get rest. Right, that the way that people do implementation, at the time, maybe they told me May, I don't know which month. They maybe May, they said, okay, I was sweating. Now this is time to work, that time to look at them, that the time to make money, that the time you're going to sell them, to get your reward from what you did in the past. Yeah, this is the time to get a reward, for what you've done, what you've done. But at the time to enjoy yourself too. Time to enjoy yourself. This is the moment. This is the moment to pass. The moment can give you more knowledge to prepare for next time. Okay, to say okay, what you done this one, next time, okay, next winter I'm going to do better, right? To keep your goal, to achieve what you want to achieve in life. So it means that the same human being, right? Same mean that when you see you say the season and stuff like that, you see when you see winter, right? Winter is very cold, right? Depend the schedule. That's very cold. When you see spring, but winter and spring is not the same. Here, the cold slow down for a little bit. It's not much like the winter. The winter, you tired. You say, "Oh my God, I'm very tired. I cannot take it anymore. I cannot take it anymore. But you cannot take it. Depend that individual, right? People has been in it for a long time, right? When they come, for example, someone come from Minnesota, Michigan, Chicago, New York, well, when to move to, for example, to Arizona, they will not like it. They won't like it because it's too cold for that. That the same token, when you see someone in Arizona, to go to Michigan to live, and to go to Chicago, snow, New York, New Jersey, stuff like that, Minnesota, they say, oh no, they cannot do it because the body they don't used to. They live maybe if someone come from in Georgia, you go to New York, almost that they send it's not snow, but the cold weather almost I can say 75-80% that the same, but it's not snow. But we see the snow start to fall, right? Did you see 2024? The snow, we get 2 big snow this year. That means it's time change. The way you see human being change, and time change too. The nature change, right? So therefore, what we have to do, we have to try to deal with that. It may be that situation you don't want to do it, because when I come from New York, come to Arizona, it was tough. When I see the heat, I moved that in September. It was heat. That heat is killing me. I said, no, I cannot stay there. I have to go back. I have to go back to New York where I come from because it's too tough. I cannot deal with that heat. But that day way, but I just realized that I said, well, people leave Arizona, they don't die, but I don't think so. Maybe if I'm trying, maybe I can make it. But I say for a little bit until stay for years. Yes, I say for more than 2 decades here in Arizona. Now the life bring me in that cold weather again. The life bring me in that cold weather again. Can I go into move? But that depends on God. God, because I'm not the what God tell us to do that day. When you follow God, God, when God tell you to do something, you have to follow. You cannot deny that. But otherwise, for me, I don't know. I'm going to move again. I don't want to move again. Yeah. My opinion to move, I believe maybe I'm going to my final route. Maybe that one. But That depends. If God said, no, you have to go back to New York, you have to go back to Arizona, that day God said, I cannot deny that because I depend on God, right? Because you remember, people listen. I don't want to say I miss it together, the word of God. That the way I already tell people, I cannot, if I'm going to do something, if I don't mention God, if I don't mention Bible, well, if you want to listen to it, listen to it. This is that the way I am. But I cannot, when the word of God, when I have something to say, I have to say it. Because maybe if I'm working somewhere, they told me, oh no, you cannot mention God. Yeah, because I'm working for a master. Because now I don't work for any master, I'm working for myself, I'm working for God. When God said, Jonas, I'm going to send you to Nineveh, right? So he just refused to that. What happened? He said, well, okay, if you refuse, listen, I'm going to do something for you. But let me leave it there. Maybe tomorrow I will explain you know exactly. Even though you know, but maybe tomorrow I will explain you about Jonas. When God tells you to do something, you cannot refuse. You cannot refuse. If you refuse that, you put yourself in the trouble. So therefore, when I explain you spring, I explain you summer, I explain you autumn, I explain you winter. Each of them have different information. But you have to know how you have to find out what your age, what is your age, right? Yeah, middle adult, whole age. You explain you each of them. If you follow me, you're going to see. Maybe if you forget, you go to YouTube, YouTube, and 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 in Facebook, you're going to see that information. They put up some information for him. Today, I'm talking about 4 seasons, human being, 4 seasons of human being life. But tomorrow I'm going to talk about Jonas. Because Saturday, no, this is tomorrow I'm going to talk about Jonas. When God tell you something, you have to obey God. If you don't obey God, you pay a price, you pay consequences. Right? If you don't care to pay consequences, if you don't care to pay price, you know what will be happening to you. So therefore, people, really love him. Okay, maybe you already know about Jonas. You rebuke God. So I'm going to explain you what happened to him. And finally, he was obeyed the word of God. What God tell you to do, you have to do it. Ou même qui était là, par contre, qui va attendre, par contre, tu attendais dans east, west, and some mountain, whatever the place you listen to it. Pay attention for a little bit about its season, right? 4 saisons, les printemps, l'été, l'automne et l'hiver. Et lui-même m'expliquer pour chaque monde. On prend, qu'un ne fait pas décourager, que bon Dieu, que vous passez un bon après-midi. On prend, nous passons un bon après-midi jusqu'à demain CV. Ou même quitter là, pas oublier pour subscribe, like it, share it. On va abonner, mais partager. Partager là, on l'a. On va super aimer, super aimer. Bah, on l'autre, il y a des fois, bagarre ou aimer, et on l'autre, bagarre ou pas aimer, on l'autre aimer. Bagarre ou l'autre pas aimer, on aimer. Peut-être just say, okay, well, let me send it. Let me share it to my friend. Maybe your friend can find something and it can help them and about that life. Okay? So that the way, let nous travailler ensemble. So faire, et pas pour moi, faire pour nous-mêmes. Oui, des têtes sont même qui faut le bail. Vous prenez la même et puis vous le bail en l'autre. Ça veut dire si mon joint ou reward dans les mêmes bagages qui sont important, c'est au même la reward. That be why, friend, Jackie, Jack, listen, Marianne, Lord, who you sending to me, I get something in it. Thank you very much. Vous comprenez? Mais et comme ça, bah, pas décourager. Puis, gars, j'aime décourager. Restez la caille l'éternel. C'est l'éternel qui a fait tout le pour vous-même. OK? Parce que, ouais, je dis, ou pas comme ça, qu'arriver demain, c'est demain, c'est pour our God et our God. Si vous avez pour faire fait jodi a. Si vous avez pour vous il bail nos amis, vous le jodi a là pas quitter pour demain c'est seulement passe un bon après-midi, mon qui t'a pas mon qui t'a salué et c'est serviteur Jean-Claude qui t'a salué dans nom Jésus. Passez bon après-midi. Merci beaucoup. À bientôt. Bye bye à tout le monde.